it actually wasn't quite as big a jump. It's from a psychological basis, it was huge. But we were operating in a permission-based environment. The officers tended to come to me and say, I'd like permission to do this. I'd like permission to submerge the submarine. Request permission to submerge the submarine. And I just said, look, just tell me what you intend to do. So I didn't try and convince people it was the right thing to do. I just said, just use these other words. and some of the people got it right away. And they were just like, oh, here's what I intend to do. Here's why I'm doing it. Here's what I intend to do. Here's why some people were like, yeah, I'll have to watch and see how this goes. But remember, it was the worst. People were walking around like zombies. It was horrible. It was so sad to go on board the submarine. They thought they were they weren't nearly as bad as they thought they were, but the morale was really, really in the dumps. And when I said, so first of all, I didn't fire anybody, because as soon as I fired one guy, I knew this sends the message, you're the problem. And I said, you guys are not the problem. The problem is you're put in the structure where we are over privileging doing at the expense of thinking. You've been trained your whole careers to do what you're told, not necessarily think. We got to flip the whole thing to thinking now. But here's the key. At one point, we're going to shift from thinking to doing. And that's the point when we say, commence starting the reactor, commence loading the torpedo. Now we open the book and we go page by page, A, B, C, D, and we do that with precise compliance on the procedure. But beforehand, and where we say, okay, when, why, what team are we going to use? And then afterwards, how do we do? Did we achieve what we were trying to do? How are we going to make it better next time? That's where the thinking wraps around the doing parts.